Deck building. A little mechanical platform that could. So why, oh why have we not seen more Battle Royale games that feature it? Welcome to Ascension Tactics in 5 minutes or less. Controlling legendary champions, you as players are working towards saving the world of Vigil. In the end though, there can be only two outcomes: Oblivion or Ascension. Nice and dramatic. So it's said deck building that drives the game. You start with powerful avatars at your disposal and the same 10 card deck. Draw 5 cards each turn and use those cards to activate your characters on the arena shaped board, or buy more powerful cards that get added to your discard pile for use on future turns. When paying the activation cost for one or more of your hero pool, they'll enter the board through your starting portal. Move a base amount of 3 spaces as long as it's open terrain, and then attack an adjacent enemy or a target within 3 spaces if they have ranged attacks. Each character has an attack and a defense value, and all you need to do is the listed damage during one single turn to send them back to your opponent's staging area. Then there's the marketplace. You've got 3 stock cards that you can add to your deck at all times. One is a cultist you can summon to supplement your battlefield presence, and the other 2 give you more resources to buy cards or more power to activate heroes. There's always 6 individual cards to choose from, each either more potent versions of the stock variety we just talked about, or constructs that you can attach to your champions to make them stronger. The game comes with a number of different scenarios, each with their own objective and terrain tiles that accommodate solo and cooperative play, 1v1 dueling and multiplayer, and the campaign has very little upkeep as you do little in the way of upgrading between games. All scenarios though have win conditions, usually in the just kill everything or hold objectives for dear life variety, but it's just as likely to be a mixture of both. For all of this to work though, deck building and arena based combat need to mesh, and thankfully there's no need to reinvent the wheel here. Resources work just like in traditional deck builders and are used to upgrade your deck, making your turns more impactful as you go. And the simple way that you then activate your heroes using the same deck of cards is all sorts of easy to understand and manage. There's also a nice mix of different factions, each with their own playstyle that synergizes well with the marketplace cards, but doesn't necessarily pigeonhole you into upgrading your deck in perfect alignment with the division of your hero pool. The missions and campaign that come with the game is all sorts of accessible. The standalones provide an able mix of different setups and objectives, but just as importantly, the campaign is easy to put down and pick back up again, as there's very little upgrading and bookkeeping to manage, with the package then as a whole leaving you with a winning formula for replayability. There is, it needs to be acknowledged, a fairly binary system for combat. There are no shades of grey where you can apply damage to enemies piecemeal. You either have the tools to defeat it in one turn or not at all. And that leans to a more rock paper scissors environment and away from a bloody attrition based duel to the death. I'm also a little bit concerned with the fact that this is a miniatures deck building game, and yet the retail version does not have miniatures. Unless we're calling standees that nowadays. I and most consumers don't care what a Kickstarter version looks like because that's members only, but this should be borne in mind if you're expecting minis to play with. If you're looking for similar games, then Adventure Tactics and Thunderstone Quest can be used as a point of reference. As for Ascension Tactics though, deck building has found another able dance partner, oh yes indeed. Alas, I've been the voice of Benji, and this video has ended. Miniature. A thing that is much smaller than normal, especially a small replica or model. Huh.